Hello, my name is Amanda Mast, and I'm currently a graduate student at Morningside College, and the title of my review study is Multicultural Education's Impact on High School ELL Student Participation and Teacher-Student Relationships. I found the problem was for ELL students that because of stereotypes and cultural changes, they struggled trusting the educational system, which led to the widening of the educational gap, an increase in students dropping out of high school, a decrease in seniors graduating and going on to college, and ELL students suffering to acclimate to U.S. culture. In research, there is very little to show the relationship between strong relationships and content and curriculum, and I would like to see that gap removed. And past interventions had to do with English-only structures such as SEI or structured English immersion. In the past, I was an ELL teacher in a school that had an SEI program, and I taught ELL using English only. And because I've started getting my endorsement here at Morningside, I've started reflecting on whether or not those are best practices and really reconsidering how I would structure an EL classroom. So research shows that teachers see students or EL students misbehaving, sleeping off task, and they believe that students are not caring, but that's not necessarily the case. A lot of students don't believe that their teachers want them to do well or believe that they can do well. 30% of EL students are dropping out and 20% are not receiving enough credits to graduate, which is a large number of students that we are failing in the high school system. And when interviewed, students found that they didn't fit in the schools and in their classrooms, and these behaviors often escalate when they go into adulthood. Multicultural education could be including multiple cultures in what's being taught or the curriculum, or also having a diverse population of students in the classroom. And in this, students become experts because they know more about their culture than anyone in the room. Multicultural education helps eliminate biases that any teachers might hold, which will improve behaviors in the classroom. And it also helps students connect content with their lives and improve academically. When it comes to theories, sociocultural theory states that students learn based off their environments and past experiences, and activity theory takes that a step further and believes that cultural experiences develop students' engagement and interaction with activities. So activity theory believes that teachers and students must collaborate together in order to increase motivation and learning. So in short, who is doing what? Why are they doing it, and how are they doing it? And this triangle on the side shows how we've got our who is doing it, what are they doing it, the outcome, and the community and the tools and the rules can all incorporate how be incorporated into the how or the why they are doing it, which we will get into as we continue through the results and the discussion. The purpose of this review study was to determine whether or not multicultural education had a positive impact on teacher and student relationships, and it was believed that it would, with the research question of how does teachers' incorporation of multicultural curriculum affect ELL students' trust and relationships with their teachers. But with the current research present, I'm not confidently able to answer that. But what I am confident in saying is that because of multicultural education, classroom communities can be improved. I used a majority of the databases through HJF library with the addition of JSTOR and Google Scholar. I focused on 7 through 12 ELL students so that I could really hit on those high school needs, and use search terms such as multicultural education issues and secondary students' relationships with teachers and schools. And I also think it's important to note that I interchanged ELL, ESL, and English language learners. I used Google Docs and Read and Write to collect my highlights, collect my themes, and code all of my articles. When I did my coding, I found a number of different themes, and the first thing I noticed that was interesting was that I needed to make sure I included a variety of definitions when it came to positive relationships, because everyone had different ideas of what a positive relationship was. And I made sure that I looked at the multiple definitions for multicultural education, the purpose behind multicultural education, and some of the different strategies and interpretations. Of course, I had to look at the impacts of multicultural education, how the relationships might have changed, the students' perspectives, and the teachers' perspectives. In that, I found that positive relationships could look like a number of things. First off, students felt like they were part of the community and they're interconnected in that community with the teacher being involved. A positive relationship is also someone who will listen to students and give students the time and attention that they need. Secondary students made sure to note that they wanted to be treated like an adult. Knowing students and what is important to them outside of the classroom also ties in with listening to students as well. When it comes to multicultural education definitions, students work through a process increasing in DOK, but of course critically analyzing societal norms and determining how they fit in with society, reflecting and constructing their own thoughts about society. Teachers should also see the students as individuals with a variety of cultural backgrounds. And students need to work on developing the cultural consciousness, or knowing the cultures around them. Teachers need to be role models in this and make sure that they are asking questions about cultures and they're very curious about cultures and wanting to know about other people as well. Teachers could also use cultural characteristics, experiences, and perspectives of ethnically diverse students as conduits for teaching them more effectively, such as knowing that a culture highlights community and then using collaboration in classroom as well. The purpose behind multicultural education was that a majority of teachers were white female and they were not connecting well with their students. So in 1976, all pre-service teachers were required to take a diverse teaching course in which multicultural education was created. Teachers in the past have had judgments and currently had judgments and attitudes towards students, and research shows that the behavior and learning is affected by these judgments. And diverse students are just not performing as well in creating that educational gap. And it's important for ELL students to note that them being bilingual is an asset in their life and something that can benefit them, and multicultural education looks to highlight on that. So I was able to find 6 different articles that looked at studies out of the 11 that were coded. This second one shows that 175 teachers were observed and graded based on a rubric. And that rubric looked at things such as classroom community engagement, and it was found that when teachers received training, they were able to score higher in these categories. Some of the different student perspectives is that they found it fun to come and learn. They wanted to participate in class. There was an increase in discussion. Negative behaviors were decreasing. And down here, I found this one to be the most interesting, is that when the teacher gave consequences, the students realized that he was doing what was best for them and not necessarily just punishing them out of nowhere. So in connecting all of that with past research and theory, and the fact that activity theory is that students learn based on their past experiences and the activities they do, I bring up the original question of who is doing what, why are they doing it, and how are they doing it. So in these studies, 50% of the articles used specific text that connected with different students' cultures. So that is going to be the what are they doing. 33% of the texts used writing as a vessel, so that would be the how are they doing it. 50% of the studies reported that classroom communities increased as shown through discussion and engagement. So that means that who is doing all of these activities, meaning the entire class is participating and engaged, and that who is growing. 33% of the articles reported interviews in which students expressed they were excited, and 50% reported that students felt more comfortable in the classroom. And that shows the why these students are doing what they're doing. So this model of multicultural education, and the research here really supports that activity theory triangle and the best ways of learning. Some limitations that I found here was that a lot of the research looked at academic achievement and standardized tests rather than relationships and qualitative findings. And that kind of connects with the other two bullets as well, that researchers focused on observations of the full class rather than the individual, because it's easier to see everything as a big picture versus looking at each individual student. And researchers interviewed teachers and not students themselves. That could be because it's easier to get permissions for teachers rather than students, and ELL students require translators to make sure that the information is reliable, but really the only way to determine an increase in relationship would be to interview the students. So that leads me into further recommendations for future research, and I believe that the research I found really lends itself well to a future qualitative study. A study in which data would be shown through ELL interviews, because of course, in order to gauge that, I would need to know their opinion of relationships, teacher interviews, and observations. So the research here showed that when teachers got trained with professional development on multicultural education, they were better able to support their students in their instruction. So that would be necessary. Step 2 would be for them to implement that multicultural education in a strategy that would be best fitting for them. And then stage 3 would be to determine whether these relationship changes are happening. So these relationship changes listed below are some of the different definitions that I found for positive relationship, and that's what I would want to see to determine whether or not those relationships exist there. So implications from this research for teachers is that teachers need to consider and reflect the representations that they're presenting in class, meaning are they showing different texts with different cultures? Are their authors diverse? Does each student see themselves in the curriculum that's being presented? Teachers also need to be aware of their biases and different things that students might see that might not make them feel like they can be successful with that teacher, and also practice being culturally aware. It's important for teachers to be inquisitive about cultures. That way they can model that cultural awareness for other students, and students can also start to be inquisitive towards each other and really build a classroom community. And then I also thought the biggest thing I pulled from this was that there's a lot of value in classroom community, and maybe not quite so much value should be put on the individual relationship between students and teachers, because academic learning can be really rich when the classroom community is strong. So that is something that I would like to further see in my own classroom and see in research in the future as well. For schools, they need to be aware that when teachers are trained with multicultural education, they will perform better for their diverse learners. So if we would like to highlight and improve their academic achievement, training would be the best route to go, but they also need to be aware of their cultural awareness. Do they know the cultures of the different students that they are serving every day? And are those students seeing themselves in clubs, in staff? Are they seeing themselves in posters posted around? These are things that the school as a whole needs to consider. And then theoretically, I think that practitioners need to consider the fact that ELL's comfort really does change their academic performance. Those things are connected, and I'd like to see more research on that versus just focusing on how strategies affect students' performance and language acquisition. I also think that this research shows that there is a connection between curriculum and classroom environment and behavior. Oftentimes we see a real difference between things like classroom management and seeing things like discussion and participation being so separate from curriculum, when those things, curriculum might have a really positive impact on classroom management, and I'd like to see that looked into more. And these are my references. Thank you for watching.